Mirror, mirror, lights, camera, action. The film is about to start. And I heard that you were the main character. Oh, that's the best part. Oh, let's talk about it. Hi, Savvy Buddies. Hello, all my friends. How are you? Welcome to Beyond Your Reflection. I am chosen. And this is Beyond Your Reflection. This is a channel created by me, but designed for you. So pull up a chair to the celebration and come in and join in on the fun, honey, as we peel back those ugly layers to get to the most beautiful part that's within. So welcome. Guess what? You guys, if you did not see, I posted on Wednesday, June the 9th. It is our anniversary. Don't know about you, honey, but that's big. That's a milestone. We have been on the Tube universe for 1 year. Y'all, May 1st. Y'all already know how I feel about my first, about the first of anything. If you don't know, you got to go back to the beginning and watch the channel. But it is the first year. That's a celebration. I've accomplished something for 1 year that I've wanted to do forever. That is amazing. So if you would celebrate with me, thumbs up first. Then make sure you hit the subscribe button and place that bell so you can get the notifications for when I have more celebrations. But today, baby, well, I am here because I am about to go on set for my film that I told you guys about called My Mother's Prayer. So excited. We're almost done. That is another first. First in the family to be a filmmaker. First in the family to be an actual film writer, screenwriter. And first in the family, period. Okay. So I'm here for all these starts, honey. It's the number ones for me. And if you are spiritual, then you know the number game, honey. 1. The beginning, honey, of many of things to come. But today's topic, lights, camera, action. The camera is on you. Today, it's about you. Your film. If you could write your life, what would it say? What would it be? To me, I'm going to call today's episode The Rebirth of Self. Whew, that's powerful in itself, okay? That's the title of my movie, The Rebirth of Self. Now, you come up with your own title, baby, and call it whatsoever you may want to. But the rebirth of self is this little girl who grew up in not so best environments, should I say. Had a lot of firsts that I never want to repeat and never will. But this little girl grew up and outgrew her circumstances that was meant for failure. What was supposed to take me out, honey, actually brought me up. Remember the swim class, honey, swimming, coming back up to the top so I can take that breath of life. But what I want you to do, I'm going to challenge you. $1 and a dream. Write your life. If there was to be a motion picture co-starring you, if someone wanted to come up to you and say, hey, insert your name. You have lived such a phenomenal life. Y'all know y'all seen those biopsies that's out there, biopics, Salt and Pepper, Whitney Houston, God rest her soul. But you know, Lifetime has picked up a lot of people movie, Aaliyah, New Edition story. All those things were based off of the character's real life. So if someone was to come to you with a camera and a dream, and they ask you, who are you? Tell me about your life. Now let's turn this into a motion picture for the world to see. Well, what would you do? What would that picture look like? It'd be a horror, sci-fi, thriller, suspense, comedy, tragedy, triumph. Because after tragedy comes triumph. It does, okay? Because trouble don't last always. But what would your story be? When I said $1 and a dream, composition notebook, baby. Pen or pencil. Every day, you should be writing something that pertains to you, whether good or bad. What you have done and what you're going to do. Y'all know about that vision board, baby. If you don't know, go back and watch it. What I'm going to do, what I'm going to have. Write it down. I don't know how many of these it's going to take to write your life, but even if it's just the first 100 pages, that's a short film. That's a trailer. That's enough for the people of the world to get a glimpse at who you really are. Because, baby, God is the author and the finisher. But we are the original story makers. Now, we came from a different story, aka our birth. But our life, we can script it and write it exactly the way that we want it to be, as it should be, as you vision it to be, whether fantasy or reality. You know, just like in Disney, they always have a happily ever after, but it always starts with a once upon a time. So when you think about your story and you started off, once upon a time, there was a scared little girl who was lost, didn't have a vision, didn't know where she was going, didn't know about this thing called life. However, as she continued upon her journey, like, I'm not going to keep going, but that's just a little part of how you can start. And once you start, honey, there is no stopping. Because remember, every day you are evolving. So that means that's a different page or a different chapter of your life. Depends on how you write it. Every day, remember, I told you to come up with those affirmation words. I am who? Who are you? What are you going to do? What are you going to be? Write it down. They call it scripting. I'm going to call it filmmaking because I'm a filmmaker. See what I did there? But I want you to just take $1 and your dreams, pen or pencil, and write daily. Write. You can start and then maybe come back in the afternoon. Maybe your mornings are hectic. So you can start, today I'm going to, and just leave it there. But don't let the sun set before you put that period at the end of the day. You can even put in there, oh, today I did, period. Fill in the blank stuff. But regardless, like I said, if someone was to come to you and they wanted to see your story and put it out on display, what would it say? And remember, you're becoming, you're evolving. That means you're changing. So that means your story will change. It'll start from the beginning. Once upon a time, there was a little girl or a little boy, or whomever it is that's watching this. And then that should be the next part. However, that's the next part. You won't believe. That's the next part. Happily ever after. Part 2. Sequel. Continue. Keep going. But it's $1. And you. Now you're worth more than $1. Obviously. But I'm just telling you. This is how it starts. Right here. You write who you are. Write who you are becoming. Write who you want to be. You remember when we was little and we was growing up? Remember that famous question? Who are you going to be when you grow up? Or what do you want to be when you grow up? Then when you go on a job interview, what do you see yourself in the next 3 years or 5 years or whatever? Those questions have always been a part of your life. But if you could write it, say it, speak it, feel it, embrace it, write it, believe it, and watch. Once the lights are on, once the camera is on you, and you get that question, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Well, I see myself. I'm going to have, it should be. What do you see yourself tomorrow? Well, once I wake up, I shall, and I'm going to. You can start it off small. Today it's almost like they call it journaling, but again, I call it filmmaking, because this is about you. This is your motion picture. You are the main character. What does that character look like? Is she mean, hateful, lovable? Does he talk a lot? Does he always have issues? Does he always blame everybody else? What does he or she look like? What do you think she's supposed to be? If you don't like who the person is now, then write her. And then make her come true. Create your own reality. See, nobody can write your story but you, because it's you. You know how they always say, if you want to know the truth, then come to the source. Duh. People always remember who you were. Nobody knows who you're becoming, not even you, because every day you are growing. And when you have those growth moments, write it down. Today I was able to, next chapter. Next year I'm going to, next chapter. Don't nobody know who you are but you. And then if there was a camera to put that on display, well, they got the word from you. So if it's written or if it's delivered any kind of way than how it's written, what they call it, fake news. But only you can write you. Who you are, who you were. Start from the beginning. That's who you were. Who you're changing to. Who you're going to be. What you are. But only you know that. I can give you the nuggets and tools and help you get there. But only you can write about you. So when the cameras do roll, and when you got paparazzi all around you, people are taking pictures, and everywhere you go, remember I told you about that runway, honey. Everywhere you go is a stage. Put yourself on display. Who and what will people see? Are you the mean girl, the hateful guy, one who's always bitter, blaming people as if everybody else's fault except for you? Or are you someone who's accountable? You know what? Such and such probably wouldn't have reacted that way had I not. It starts with the man and woman in the mirror. So until this person gets right, there is no way you can judge and be mad at nobody else until you get yourself together. Until you can change the narrative of your story that you're writing, creating, becoming, reflecting, remembering, creating more memories. And you'll be amazed. Think about it. After you finish it, put it on the top shelf somewhere, and you go back to it and you read it again, you're like, oh my God. Wow. That was me? I remember that. Like, what? And then, like I said, you walk around, honey, like this world is your stage. Every day. I don't care if you're even going to work and back, grocery store and back. You are on display. Who will people see? How will they remember you once your movie is out there? Will they leave in tears of joy or sorrow? Will they be mad? Will they be ready for a sequel? Or would it be like, oh God, I wasted my time. Why did I even watch this? Who do you want people to see? When and if the time presents itself for you to be on display. So I leave it up to you. Who do you want to be when you glow up? What are you going to be? How are you going to be? What will your story say about you once it's written? God is the author and the finisher of us, but you are the author of your story. So it's called his story, her story. You have to write it. And once you write it, go back and edit a couple parts of you that you don't want to be displayed, that anger, that bitterment, that resentment, or whatever it may be that you need to get rid of. Erase, delete, scratch, tear that whole page out, rewrite, recite, repeat, record, remember, reflect, rebirth, and grow. Once you're born again, you are a new creature. That's the word. And it's true. Once you write, recite, record, rehearse, repeat only the good parts though. But reflect on the ones that help you to get to where you are. And when you're reborn, it's a beautiful thing. But I need for you to write it, recite it, repeat it, rehearse it, reflect it, record it if you have to, and then put it on display for all others to see. I want to know, who are you? I don't know. I don't have the book. You do. God has the book of life, but you have the book of you. And only you can tell your story. So I hope this episode meant something to you. I hope it made sense. If not, then maybe I need to go back and recite it myself and re-record. But until next week, you guys, next Sunday, it's still the first of the year. I'm so excited on that part. But anyway, until next time, you guys, please have the blessed week ever. And remember, I love everything about you. And so should you.